Hello, good evening. Happy Sunday. Who do we have here? Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Happy Sunday. I'm so excited to be here this evening. Who do we have in the house? Yep, we have someone here. So if you come in, just say hi, and so I can shout you out. I can say hi to you and say something nice to you. How was your Sunday? How is everything going? It's very awesome here. It was a very sunny Sunday, and I'm so excited. The weather is so beautiful, and I'm so excited about that. So how was your Sunday? Come in and say hi. Hello, Anota. Good evening there. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, who do we have here? Just come in and say hi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I can see some people here. Just say hi. Say hi so I can say hello to you. Thank you so much for joining. So we're going to be talking about self-leadership today. I want to do life big. I want to do life big. If you come in, just say hi. If you come in, just say hi so I can say hello to you. Thank you so much for joining. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. Very beautiful. The weather was just so awesome today. I can't believe winter is gone. Oh, Lord. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Kola. Thank you. Hello, Kola. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So we're talking about self-leadership today. Yep. Thank you so much. So we're going to dive in so we don't waste much time. And I'm very sure people are like, what is self-leadership? This is a very broad topic, right? Trust me, self-leadership is very broad. So if you come in, go ahead and say hi and share the video so some other friends can join us and can have a great time together. I hope you can hear me clearly and I hope you can see me clearly. So yes, we are talking about self-leadership. We are talking about self-leadership. Thank you so much for joining. I can see some people. Happy Sunday. How was your Sunday? How did everything go today? So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. We're talking about self-leadership. What is self-leadership? What is self-leadership? This is a very broad topic because self-leadership is just like saying life leadership. Self-leadership is just like saying leading yourself, living your life. Like, how is it? How is it like? How do you do this? Last week, I said life management is a myth. Time management is a myth. That the only thing you can truly manage is your life. So after we talked about that topic, I was like, okay, that means we should actually learn how to manage our life. And that's actually what we call self-leadership. Self-leadership is a way you can manage your life and maximize your life. And trust me, self-leadership is a very broad topic. I want to know, what do you think self-leadership is? If you're watching, I want you to, what do you think self-leadership is? I want to know your opinion of self-leadership. What do you think self-leadership is? Personally, I want to know what do you think. Anyone there, I want to know what you think self-leadership is. I'll be waiting for your comment. What do you think self-leadership is? It's a broad topic, but like, just as it is, what do you think self-leadership is? I want to know what's going on your mind. What do you think self-leadership is before I go into the whole talk today? I want to know what you think self-leadership is. Thank you so much for joining. If you come in, just say hello, just say hi so I can say hi to you. And go ahead and share the video so some other friends can come in and join us. I know it's a wonderful Sunday evening wherever you are, evening, afternoon, and all that. I know you're having fun. So go ahead, say hi, and you can share the video so some other friends can join us. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Thank you so much for joining this evening. So we're going to be talking about self-leadership. And Remember last week, I told us that time management is a myth. You can't manage time because you can't control time. Something you can control, there is something you can manage, and that is your life. So today we're going to be talking about self-leadership. We're going to be talking about self-leadership. What is self-leadership? How can somebody actually lead themselves? How can you lead yourself? What is self-leadership all about? It's a very broad topic, but I'll try to put it in a way that you can, get what self-leadership is all about. Thank you so much, Mr. Ojimadi, for joining. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your presence here. So as I said, we're talking about self-leadership. We're going to be talking about self-leadership. Now, the funny thing about self-leadership is this, you guys. All my life, I have never been taught self-leadership. And both primary school, nursery school, to this particular stage, no, I don't know if there's any school that teaches self-leadership. Maybe now a lot of people are coming up with the idea of teaching people self-leadership. But trust me, you cannot succeed in life. You cannot do whatever you are doing and come out successfully in life without understanding self-leadership. Self-leadership is paramount in the life of everybody. Self-leadership is very, very paramount. And that's why I'm talking about this today. Self-leadership is a very broad topic, and you need to understand what self-leadership is. Self-leadership helps you control your own life. Self-leadership helps you to manage relationships. Self-leadership helps you to manage every single thing that surrounds your life. You guys, that's what self-leadership is. Like, self-leadership is something that you cannot necessarily do without. You can't do without self-leadership. And it starts with you. You have to lead yourself first. Because a lot of people, we are out to manage a lot of things. Let me use this for example. So many times we want to manage something, you want to manage an organization, you want to manage a group of people, you want to manage so many things, but you've not learned how to manage yourself. Managing yourself, leading yourself is the first leadership everybody should be taught. Right from when you are growing, you have to learn to lead yourself. Without leading yourself, you cannot lead others. Now, when we are talking about leadership, I want you to understand that this type of leadership is not about people. This type of leadership actually is the foundation of every kind of leadership. The foundation of every kind of leadership is self-leadership. Leadership does not have so much to do with people. It first of all has everything to do with you before you can start having anything to do with people around. That's why self-leadership is very, very important. Look, Hybel said something that is very important, and what he said is this. He said that the most difficult person to manage in the world, guess who? Is yourself. People are out to manage a lot of people. You want to manage someone, you want to manage a company, you want to manage this. But trust me, the most difficult person to manage is you. So if you can manage yourself, if you can manage and lead yourself, then trust me, people will not be a problem at all. So whatever kind of leadership starts with you. And with this opportunity, I don't want this broadcast to just be, this broadcast. I want this to be an opportunity for everyone. Let it not just end with this broadcast. Go on and study more on self-leadership, because any man that can succeed very well, skillfully in leading himself, trust me, leading others would not be a problem. So if you're coming in, I can see some people joining. Go ahead and say hi so I can say hello to you, and share the video so some other friends can quickly join us and we can have fun and spend our time together. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, everyone needs self-leadership. And it's something that I feel should be taught in every school. It's something I feel that parents should teach their children. It's something I feel that individuals, like every single person, should understand the foundation of life, and that's self-leadership. I'm going to today, I'm going to be introducing what self-leadership is. And as the time goes on, I'm going to bring in other things that would make us understand everything about self-leadership, because self-leadership is a very, very broad topic. But today, I'm just going to give an overview of what self-leadership is. And as time goes on, we're going to pick it one by one and try to touch things so that you will understand what self-leadership is. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ojimadu, for joining. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you doing? I'm sure you had so much fun yesterday. Yesterday was her birthday, and she had fun. You guys, this woman is so awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Michael Paul. Thank you so much for joining. And Abraham, thank you so much for joining. We're talking about self-leadership, the foundation of everything people do in life. It's not just the foundation of your company or anything. Is the foundation of life, guys. A man that cannot lead himself, trust me, I doubt the success of that man. I doubt, because every single thing, the foundation of everything is self-leadership. And by the time I finish today, you would agree with me that self-leadership is something everybody should have. But so what did I say? Self-leadership is a way of leading yourself, discovering yourself, and maximizing what is inside of you. And the way you can lead yourself to where you are going to, coordinate yourself to do the things you have to do, and to achieve a great result in life. And that's what self-leadership is all about. And with this definition, you see that everybody should actually understand what self-leadership is all about. Hello, Arinze. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Miss Nkiri Ojimadi said that she had fun yesterday. Yes, I know she did. Thank you so much, Arinze, for joining. Happy Sunday. How was your Sunday? Everything going? We're talking about self-leadership. I want to know what you think of self-leadership. Put down in that comment there, what would be your definition of self-leadership? What would be your definition of self-leadership? I want to know what's going on in your mind. So type it there. What do you think self-leadership is to you? What is self-leadership to you? I want to see your own view. I want to hear your own view of self-leadership. So now, this evening, self-leadership can be put into four things. And this is just a kind of an overview of self-leadership. And these four things, people say, number one is self-awareness. Self-awareness is knowing, what I would say self-awareness is knowing who you are, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your strengths, and knowing these things about yourself. That's the first one. And then how to manage yourself. Now, another thing, after you've discovered yourself, you're self-aware, and you can manage yourself, you should also discover other people, others' awareness, and others' management. This is a kind of an overview some people would give to self-management. And trust me, you guys, most times, a lot of us, you don't know what you're good at. You don't know what you're not good at. And this is very, very important. There are so many tests that would help you discover this, and you can also do it on your own. Self-discovery is a lifelong thing. It's not something that happens just within a short while, like I'm done discovering myself. No. You continually discover yourself as life goes on. That means self-leadership is not something that happens within a short while. It's something that happens lifelong. You learn yourself, you discover yourself, and you lead yourself as time goes on. Now, I did something, I put something together. Miles Monroe always put 5 particular questions that everybody should ask themselves in life. And while I was going through this question, something came to my mind. This is the totality of self-leadership. This is the totality of self-leadership, because in this question, you discover that every human being ought to answer these 5 questions in the person's life. There are 5 questions that every person should answer. If you cannot answer these 5 questions, then whatever you're doing or how you're going on with your life is very, very questionable. And I'm going to be sharing these 5 questions with you. And before I go over to share these 5 questions with you, I want you to know something about self-awareness. For you to grow yourself, you have to know yourself. For you to grow yourself, you have to know yourself. And that's one thing with self-leadership. I told you that self-leadership is a progress, it's a process. So as you're going on in self-leadership, as you're going on in life in self-leadership, you have to know yourself, you discover yourself, you improve yourself, you get better. So self-leadership is a very, very broad topic, guys. Very, very broad topic. But I have put it and summed it up in these 5 questions that Miles Monroe asked. Hello, Ruth Oluchi. Oh, she's my cousin. Thank you so much, Oluchi, for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. I'm so excited to see you here. I'm so excited to see you here. How are the kids doing? Thank you so much for joining. So I was talking about the 5 questions that surround self-leadership. Every person in life, you're supposed to answer these 5 questions. So as you're watching me this evening, I want you to ask yourself these 5 questions. Now, the first question you're going to ask yourself is this: who am I? Hope we can see it clearly. Okay. I don't know if it's upside down. I think you can see it clearly, right? The first question you're supposed to ask yourself in life is what? Who am I? Now, who am I is a question of identity. Who am I is a question of identity. And I want you to understand something. Whenever someone asks, when you ask, who am I? This is a question of identity. Who am I? I'm not trying to ask you, hello, who are you? My name is Ugwuanyi Chimdindu. Who you are is not your name. Hello? Are we getting it? Hello, Nancy Love. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much for joining. Who am I is not your name. Your name, you are beyond that name that is given to you. Trust me, you are beyond that name. Now, some people, who they are, their identity is surrounded in their husband. So some of them are like, hey, I'm the wife of so person. That is wrong. You are not your husband. Some other people, I'm a mother of this. You think all you came to the world to do is to be a mother. Sorry, that is not who you are. You are beyond those things. Your identity is beyond those things. We are going to be talking about this. So this is the first question every person should ask themselves. This is the first question anybody should ask themselves. This is a very, very important question. So the first question is what? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? You have to question yourself. There are so many people that have lived their life, their whole life, and they've never questioned, who am I really? Who am I? Let me tell you something. Hello, Chigozie Uzoma. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. Hello, thank you so much for joining. I want you to understand this. If you don't answer that question, who you are, the world will give you an identity. Or you'll be struggling to have an identity from what you are not. You want to get into this thing, so they will say this is who you are. You want to get into that thing, so they will say this is who you are. Look, you have to discover who you truly are. If you don't discover who you are, you cannot fully live this life and enjoy it and truly be successful and be the best God wants you to be. Why? Because you don't even know who you are. Because you don't even know, you cannot understand what God has for you. You're just living under a fake identity. So many things. Who you are is a very, very deep one. Some of us are still living under what our parents have said we are. Some of us are living in what society has said we are. If you don't answer the question who you are, society, your parents, they will give you something to be doing. They will give you an identity. But no, you have to personally answer that question. Who am I? That's number one. And we're going to deal with this in other series we are going to be having other Sundays as time goes by. So someone wrote a comment and I'm going to read it. So the first question is what? Who am I? Now, said, who am I? Until one discovers who he or she really is, you will live in struggle your entire life. That's so true. That's so true. And I'm going to use this example. I'm going to use this example. Thank you so much, Nasobilo, for that. The person is going, until you discover who you are, until you discover who you are, you're going to live a life of struggle. It's so sad that so many kids never get. That's why I said self-leadership is something that parents should teach their children. It's something that schools should teach their students, because the way the society is, it will give you an identity. It's going to give you what it wants you to be. Your parents would, I always say something, that some parents, they've lived their lives, but they still want to live through their children. And that's very wrong. Let them discover who they truly are. They are done with their lives and they still want to live through their children again, which is wrong. Help the person discover who they are. That is self-leadership. So this is very, very important. This is very, very important. Thank you so much, Nosobilo, for that comment. This is very, very important. Discover who you are. There are so many kids that are in school doing so many things all your life. You're following a standard that has been set. Every child grows up, goes to school, comes back from school, goes to secondary school, goes to the university, comes out, and then works, and after working, gets married, gives birth, has grandchildren, and all your life, you don't even know who you are. That's the first question. Let me not talk so much on that so that we can see other questions. Now, the second question is this, you guys. Can you see this? Where am I from? Where am I from? This is the question of your source. This is a question of your source. Where am I from? Where are you from? When I'm asking this question, I'm not asking you, are you from Nigeria? Are you from Ghana? Or are you from somewhere? It's beyond that. This is the question of your source. I'm not asking you, hello, are you from, no. Are you Igbo? Are you Yoruba or something? No. The question, where am I from, is beyond your ethnicity. It's beyond that. It's beyond your nationality. It's what is your source? What is your source? So many people have given themselves so many, so I'm from this, I'm from that. Science has told us we are from this, we are so many things. But guys, I know, I don't know, but you have to answer that question for yourself. Where are you from? Understanding your source makes you understand what you're here to do and the kind of potential you have inside of you. Guys, I'm going to share this with you. The first day I asked myself this question, I'm like, hello, Chimdi, you're from God and you are God. I'm not just only, he made me, I don't want to go into that, but understanding my source made me understand the potential I had inside of me. And man, that was a breakthrough. Understanding my source was one of my breakthroughs, you guys. These are questions you have to ask yourself. Where am I from? Have you ever sat down to ask yourself that question before? Where am I from? Where you are from? What is your source? What is your source? What is your source as a human being? What is your source? If you understand your source, you can understand what you carry inside of you. For example, a dog is not going to give birth to a snake. An orange tree is not going to fruit a mango. It's going to give birth to its kind. So if your source is God, man, what you carry is something that people do not understand. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much there. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So the second question is what? Where am I from? Now, the third question you're supposed to ask yourself is this. What can what can I do? This is a question of potential. This is a question of potential. Before now, I did a series on gifts. I did a series on gifts. You guys, your potential is something that you would understand when you understand your source. When you understand your source, you know that you are not here empty handed. You have potentials inside of you. And these potentials are going to remain in you until you use them. Remember, these are questions that you're supposed to ask yourself. Sit down and go through these things and ask yourself these 5 questions in life. Who am I? That was the first question. The second one is, where am I from? The third one is what? What can I do? What can I do? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What are your potential? What are those things that God has naturally given to you? They are very important in your life. That's the what? That's the third question. Now, the fourth question you're going to ask yourself is, why am I here? Why am I here? There are a lot of people, you're on earth, but you don't know why you're here. That's a question of purpose. Why am I here? What are you doing here? What are you doing on earth? Have you ever asked yourself, why am I here? What am I doing here actually? What's been that reason that God brought me here? It's a question of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing on earth? Am I just supposed to be one of the 7 billion people that are living in the world? Why are you here? So this is a question of purpose. You have to ask yourself this question. And I'm going to break all this down as we go on and on the Sunday series. Now, the last question you're supposed to ask yourself. Hello, Prince Will Ago. Thank you so much. That question is mysterious. Yes. Is it mysterious? The mystery. Okay. Yeah, it may sound mysterious, but really, it's not mysterious. It's a question everyone should ask themselves. It's a question that, if you can truly answer this question, your life, you would understand self-leadership so much. Now, the last question everyone should ask themselves is this: where am I going? Where am I going? This is a question of destiny. What's your aim in life? Where are you going to? Where are you just going on in life because everyone has to live? The day you die, you just die. What kind of legacy are you hoping to leave? What are you living intentionally? Because you understand that at the end of my life, there is something I would have left behind for people to learn from. There would have been an impact I made in the life of people. Your destiny, what's your destination, you guys? These are the 5 questions that I think surround self-leadership. If you can deliberately and intentionally answer these questions in your life, the 5 questions of self-leadership, that's what I tag them, the 5 questions of self-leadership. Self-leadership is a very broad topic, but if you can effectively answer these questions, trust me, your life would have taken a great turn. Your life would have taken an intentional turn in growing and in doing so many things. You would understand that, number one, my life is having direction. I know where, I know where I'm going. I understand what I'm doing. Secondly, is that you'll be intentional about your relationship with people. Number 3 is that you'll be self-aware. What am I supposed to do? What can I do? What should I get better at? What should I improve? How do I relate? How can I improve my relationship with people and all that? Trust me, these 5 questions: who am I? Where am I going? Where am I coming from? What can I do? And why am I here? They are the principal questions that surround self-leadership. And if you can answer these questions, and I want you to, I'm not just saying if you can, I want you to answer these questions. Sit down, take your time and answer these questions. But I'm not going to leave you alone to do that just on your own in case you have any difficulty in doing that. So next week, we're going to start with the first question, which is, who am I? And I'm going to go down and explain this question and help you answer this question, because my intention is that people will not just live their lives anyhow. There are a lot of people in the world today that are living their lives anyhow because they don't understand self-leadership. They don't understand self-leadership. It's the foundation of life. A man that understands self-leadership would be able to live a life successfully with direction and maximizing whatever it is that God has put in that person's life. So thank you so much, guys, for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you are there, I want to know what you learned today. I want to know what you learned today. I want to know what you learned today. So just go on and type that lesson that you learned today. I want to go on and type that lesson you learned today. If there is something you learned, one thing, someone, two, just put it down there. I want to know what you learned. I'm so excited when, even if it's a short time, but someone learns something very, very important that can change a whole lot of things for you. And someone else could also learn from what you learned today. So go on and type. I want to see what you learned today. I want to see what you learned today. Thank you so, so much, guys, for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to wait for a few minutes, and I want to know what you learned. I want to know what you learned. If you're there, I want to know what you learned today. I want to know what you learned today. Yep. I want to know what you learned today. Yeah, that was just introducing self-leadership, and I want to know what you learned today. Guys, I'm waiting. Go on and type what you learned today. If you're just coming in, just say hi. I want to know what you learned today for our topic on self-leadership. What did you learn? What did you learn? I'm waiting. Yep. What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? Just go on and type. I want to know what you learned today. Just go on and type. What did you learn? Hello. Thank you so much for joining. If you're just coming in, we are rounding up already. So you can go ahead and watch the video over again. And I want to know what you learned. So I don't want to keep you so long, but please go ahead and type what you learned. I get very excited when I see, even if it's just one lesson that you learned today. It's very, very exciting, and it helps you. Putting it down helps you too, so you can pick it up and start doing something about it. So guys, thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget, join me next Sunday as we're going to start the first question. Who am I? Who am I? That's the first question in self-leadership. Who am I? If you can answer that question, then it's a kickoff and it's a start. So have a wonderful week. Tomorrow is a holiday, I think. It's a worldwide holiday. So have fun, enjoy your day, and have a good time. Bye.